right. Come on, we can do better than that. How are you feeling? That's better. My name is Stephanie Kammer, and I'm the choreographer for the Miss USA pageant. My team and I, thank you. My team and I have been working with the ladies for the past week, and we are thrilled to show you just some of what we've been working on tonight. Show them your love and your support, because not only are they beautiful, but they are smart and they are talented. So let's hear all that applause tonight. Let's give it a shot. So ladies and gentlemen, Reno Tahoe presents live from the Grand Sierra Resort. Welcome to the 2019 Miss USA preliminary competition. and gentlemen, are they not beautiful? Let's hear it for them again. I tell you what, I would not want to be on that selection committee tonight. They have a tough job, so good luck to all of you. Now that you've met all 51 incredible contestants, it's time to introduce our host. Please welcome Northern Nevada's favorite chief meteorologist from KOLO-8 Jeff Thompson.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us here in Reno, Tahoe for the 2019 Miss USA preliminary competition. I'm meteorologist Jeff Thompson. Tonight's forecast calling for nothing but clear skies, confidence, and beauty. I'm actually married to a former pageant winner, but when it comes to emceeing a show like this, I'm a little bit out of my element. So to help ensure a fantastic show for everybody, I'm bringing in a big gun to co-host this evening. Give it up for Miss USA 2018, Sarah Rose Summers.
Thank you, Jeff.
Sarah Rose, you look stunning.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I had a pretty great team backstage.
Yes, so did I actually. They did this, I don't know. It's a miracle. One of the great things about being Miss USA is that you're presented with so many opportunities to give back. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing since you were crowned last year.
A lot. I have had a whirlwind of a year. I have traveled mostly domestically as Miss USA, visiting children's hospitals across the country, as before I won Miss USA, I'm a certified child life specialist. So MUO kind of took me in the palm of their hand and I said, this is what I care about, and they said, okay, let's run with it all year alongside Project Sunshine and Smile Train, but I know you guys are going to hear a little bit more about that in just a second.
Yeah, you've had an incredible year as Miss USA. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from your reign.
Before winning Miss USA, I knew that I had to be fully confident in who I was as a person and as a role model to young women in my state of Nebraska.
Miss USA 2018 is Nebraska!
I soaked up every single moment until the moment I won and became the first ever Miss USA from Nebraska, which has been such an honor to be able to represent my supportive, fabulous community back at home. It's been absolutely amazing taking on New York City and the whole world traveling as Miss USA, but I've also just enjoyed soaking up every moment as Sarah Rose Summers when I'm not fulfilling my Miss USA duties. I've explored the city, made friends, and it has been just such a wonderful year. I have worked alongside Project Sunshine, which is a fabulous organization that essentially works to bring children in hospitals sunshine. I've also worked alongside Ryan Seacrest Studios, because when I was just a student in Dallas, I was able to see how impactful the Seacrest Studio can be on children and their families. But one of my most impactful moments was when I went with Smile Train to Mexico City and saw a cleft lip, cleft palate surgery. It just really set me on fire to help in any way that I can. Being Miss USA has not only shown me a sisterhood unlike anything I could have ever imagined, but there's nothing like being with 51 women from across the country, hand in hand, and cheering each other on. I'm so grateful for those relationships. Being Miss USA has taught me so many things and has opened my eyes and broadened my horizons in ways that I could have never foreseen for my future. But one of those has just been to really truly believe in myself, whatever those dreams may be. My best advice to everyone listening is don't waste your energy and your time comparing yourself to anyone else, because no one is exactly the same. And once you come to that realization that no one's journey is exactly the same, you're going to be able to fully absorb yourself and all that you are and all that you have to offer. After Miss USA, I will continue my work with children in hospitals. I also have a very exciting few projects coming up. I'm launching a few pieces of important jewelry to me online. I have a podcast that I'm really passionate about that is launching, and you might see me on screen soon because I'm very interested in getting into hosting and hearing a little bit more about people's stories. As my year as Miss USA 2018 comes to an end, I am just so grateful for my friends, my family, and all of my supporters, some of whom I've never even had the opportunity to meet before. During this year, you all kept me going every morning, and those children and families that I met, those were my true motivation every morning and every night as Miss USA. So thank you to you if you're watching. And for your last time, I am Sarah Rose Summers, your Miss USA 2018.
Yeah, let's hear it again for Sarah Rose Summers.
Thank you so much.
Sarah, you've done so much great work with the Miss Universe organization, but it's time to start figuring out who will be the next woman to wear the Miss USA crown.
Unfortunately, you're right. It is due time. It's time to meet our very amazing selection committee who will be making this very difficult decision.
She co-founded the Superfan Company, a fan engagement agency focused on creating products, programs, and strategies for entertainers, brands, and celebs. Named to Forbes 30 Under 30, she was once featured on the hit show Shark Tank, securing offers from 4 of 5 sharks. Kim Kaup.
She was the first African American to win the Miss Virginia USA title and was later named first runner-up in the 1994 Miss USA competition. She's a minister, an author, online fashion boutique owner, and philanthropist who co-founded the Pat and Emmett Smith Charities. Her nonprofit, Treasure You, inspires women to pursue their second chance in life despite difficult circumstances. Pat Smith.
She's the CEO and founder of Power Woman TV, a digital brand focusing on women in business and lifestyle. This Emmy-nominated TV host has over 20 years of industry experience as a content creator, executive producer, and media entrepreneur. Amy Palmer.
She's the executive vice president and producer for Feld Entertainment Incorporated, the worldwide leader in live family entertainment. She oversees all elements of production for Disney on Ice and Sesame Street Live, and she's personally produced more than 40 shows for the company. Nicole Feld.
In 2001, this accomplished actress, singer, and dancer became the 4th woman from Puerto Rico crowned Miss Universe. A philanthropist, successful modeling coach, and mentor, she was recently named the pageant director for Miss Universe Puerto Rico. Denise Quinones.
She was elected Reno's mayor in 2014, bringing her entrepreneurial experience as a local business owner to the council. Named one of Politico magazine's 11 most interesting mayors in America, she's focused on several key issues, including the city's economic growth, public safety, senior services, and the revitalization of downtown. Mayor Hillary Sheevey.
As Miss Universe 2017, this South African model was able to bring her self-defense initiative, Unbreakable, to women all around the world. We're so happy to welcome her back, Demi Lee Nell Peters.
Former Chief Marketing Officer for Consumer Beauty at Coty Inc., she managed over $2 billion in sales for a portfolio of iconic brands, including CoverGirl and Adidas. Her work has been recognized with over 50 honors and awards, including being named one of Business Insider's most business innovative CMOs in the world. Ukonwa Ojo. Let's give another round of applause for our amazing selection committee. This morning they interviewed each contestant individually, and tonight they're going to be casting their votes in the swimsuit and evening gown competitions. The contestants will be out here very shortly, and when they walk across the stage, we will be telling you just a little bit about them. So are you guys ready to hear a little bit more about your contestants? Perfect. Now let's begin the Miss USA 2019 preliminary swimsuit competition with
Alabama.
Hannah is putting herself through college working as a makeup artist. This 21-year-old fashion marketing student founded the Spread Love campaign, supplying hundreds of toys to hospitalized children. Alabama.
Alaska.
Jo Ellen is a first grade teacher at one of the 10 most diverse elementary schools in the nation. This 25-year-old played competitive ice hockey for 8 years and has been a part of 2 state championship teams. Alaska.
Arizona.
Savannah is a summa cum laude graduate of Pepperdine University. This 22-year-old speaks 3 languages and plans to get her Juris Doctor and practice entertainment law, possibly as a trial attorney. Arizona.
Arkansas.
Savannah has been teaching herself how to play piano by watching YouTube videos. This 24-year-old is pursuing her Juris Doctor degree and plans to represent nonprofit organizations in the future. Arkansas.
California.
Erica set her sights on working for Google, and 9 interviews later, they offered her a job. This 27-year-old's goal is to become a director or VP for the company and drive strategic impact across the organization. California.
Colorado.
Madison is a subcontractor for a roofing and exteriors company and has quadrupled her finance goals in under a year. This 26-year-old graduated college with a 3.9 GPA while working 40 hours a week. Colorado.
Connecticut.
Acacia is an on-air analyst and sports broadcaster and was once an internationally ranked ballroom dancer. Her biggest passion is horses, and she's proud to be the national spokeswoman for the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance. Connecticut.
Delaware.
Jolisa volunteers for a nonprofit organization that specializes in school-based gardening programs. This 24-year-old is passionate about traveling and has already been to 15 countries, financing each trip herself. Delaware.
District of Columbia.
Cordelia aged out of foster care at 21 years old and got her master's degree just a year later. This 26-year-old has since founded Acts of Random Kindness, working with children to break the cycle of poverty. District of Columbia.
Florida.
Nicolette enjoys pageantry because she loves seeing women being supported of other women. This 22-year-old former tomboy created an organization called Empower Her to help women use adversity to build confidence. Florida.
Alabama. Alaska. Arizona. Arkansas. California. Colorado. Connecticut. Delaware. District of Columbia. And Florida. Georgia.
Katarina started her own successful cosmetics company at 19 and now helps fund underprivileged female entrepreneurs. This 21-year-old accounting student hopes to obtain her CPA to continue growing her business. Georgia.
Hawaii.
Lacey makes homemade beeswax bags and wraps to replace and reduce plastic waste in her state. This 20-year-old ukulele player was a varsity canoe paddler in high school, winning top state honors. Hawaii.
Idaho.
Shelby grew up watching Miss USA every year and dreamt of being one of the women walking across this very stage. This 25-year-old used to weigh over 200 pounds, but is now proud to lead a much healthier lifestyle. Idaho.
Illinois.
Alexandra works with teens who struggle with eating disorders and body dysmorphia. This 24-year-old former Miss Teen USA contestant was a dancer for 13 years and enjoys weight training and running 5K races. Illinois.
Indiana.
Tate volunteers with an organization that helps abused and neglected children find a new home. This 21-year-old has been involved in equestrian training for over 19 years and enjoys barrel racing and roping cattle in her spare time. Indiana.
Iowa.
Bailey wants to see society's perfect body image thrown out the window. This 21-year-old former fashion model says it took her a long time to realize she didn't have to look a certain way to feel empowered and confident. Iowa.
Kansas.
Alyssa is currently studying political science at Whittier College. This 21-year-old has set her sights on eventually standing behind America's most predominant podium as a future White House press secretary. Kansas.
Kentucky.
Jordan is a freelance math tutor who can design car parts using online 3D software. This 22-year-old is currently a senior in college, studying mechanical engineering in the honors program. Kentucky.
Louisiana.
Victoria had open heart surgery as a newborn and has a permanent metal clamp on her heart. This 26-year-old is the first person in her family to graduate college, and she is proud to currently work as a nurse in her local emergency room. Louisiana.
Maine.
Lexi plans to be a biologist for the United States Interior one day. This 23-year-old has traveled throughout Europe and is currently working on her diving certification for a future scuba trip to the Great Barrier Reef. Maine.
Georgia. Hawaii. Idaho. Illinois. Indiana. Iowa. Kansas. Kentucky. Louisiana. And Maine. Maryland.
Mariella's biggest goal in life is to travel the world helping those in need. This 23-year-old is off to a great start as she recently took her first mission trip to Puerto Rico so she could help those affected by Hurricane Maria. Maryland.
Massachusetts.
Kelly promotes female empowerment through an advocacy group she founded. This 28-year-old was a competitive figure skater for 15 years, winning several competitions and appearing in televised ice shows. Massachusetts.
Michigan.
Elise is a self-proclaimed computer geek who taught herself HTML coding at just 8 years old. This 26-year-old plans to use her information technology degree to provide coding consulting to major automotive companies. Michigan.
Minnesota.
In December, Kat earned a degree in biology with an emphasis in pre-medicine from Baylor. This 23-year-old currently works in the medical industry and plans to eventually work in the dermatology field. Minnesota.
Mississippi.
Madeline graduated high school at the top of her class and a year early. This 21-year-old currently maintains a 3.9 grade point average at Troy University, where she is a biomedical sciences major. Mississippi.
Missouri.
Mariah Joe volunteers with Big Brothers Big Sisters. As the daughter of a foster child and the sister of an assault victim, this 25-year-old has witnessed firsthand the need to empower and mentor high-risk teens. Missouri.
Montana.
Grace has a master's degree in social work and is currently a child protection specialist. This 27-year-old was voted best athlete in high school, where she was an all-state in both basketball and volleyball. Montana.
Nebraska.
Lex is a former D1 track star. This 25-year-old's company, Flex, brings health and fitness directly to consumers by making workout meal prep simple and accessible via an app on their phone. Nebraska.
Nevada.
Tiana currently works for Top Rank Boxing. This 26-year-old says that spending so much time around champion caliber boxers has taught her a lot about hard work and dedication. Nevada.
New Hampshire.
Alexis encourages children to love themselves regardless of their hair texture. This 22-year-old used to get her hair chemically straightened because it was different, but has proudly worn it natural for the past 4 years. New Hampshire.
Maryland. Massachusetts. Michigan. Minnesota. Mississippi. Missouri. Montana. Nebraska. Nevada. And New Hampshire. New Jersey.
Manya studied tropical marine biology in Bali, and her research assignments required daily scuba diving. This 21-year-old had a stem cell internship at Harvard, and her work has since been published in medical journals. New Jersey.
New Mexico.
Alejandra has a master's in accounting and currently provides accounting services to small and mid-sized businesses. This 26-year-old founded a nonprofit that teaches children the importance of being financially literate. New Mexico.
New York.
Florinda has a degree in forensic psychology and is now taking prerequisites to become a physician's assistant. This 27-year-old is a portrait artist and a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. New York.
North Carolina.
Chesley has both a Juris Doctor and MBA from Wake Forest University. This 28-year-old civil litigation attorney also does pro bono work to get reduced sentences for people who were imprisoned unjustly. North Carolina.
North Dakota.
Samantha is passionate about advocating for inclusion and acceptance. This 22-year-old's dream job is to teach children with special needs, and she's one step closer to making that dream a reality after recently earning her education degree. North Dakota.
Ohio.
Alice has 10 years of vocal training and has performed in over 30 musicals. This 21-year-old's goal is to work with a lifestyle company that combines multiple platforms, including blogging, e-commerce, and social media. Ohio.
Oklahoma.
Triana was a Division I heptathlete, meaning she competed in 7 different events per track meet. This 26-year-old was an honor student athlete, earning a degree in psychology while being named a second-team Big 12 All-American. Oklahoma.
Oregon.
Natalie once traveled to Europe to study fashion and architecture. This 28-year-old currently works at the Nike World headquarters as part of a team dedicated to creating volunteer opportunities. Oregon.
Pennsylvania.
Kaylin is a first-generation American and former professional ballerina. This Spanish-speaking 27-year-old used to work as a guest host and style expert on the Home Shopping Network. Pennsylvania.
Rhode Island.
Nicole was bullied over her weight growing up, so she's an advocate for living a healthy lifestyle. This 23-year-old adrenaline junkie has been skydiving in San Diego, paragliding in the Swiss Alps, and whitewater rafting in Croatia. Rhode Island.
New Jersey. New Mexico. New York. North Carolina. North Dakota. Ohio. Oklahoma. Oregon. Pennsylvania. And Rhode Island. South Carolina.
Mackenzie is a nursing student at Clemson University. This 21-year-old plans to eventually thrive in a level 1 hospital as a trauma nurse while working in high-pressure situations to save lives. South Carolina.
South Dakota.
Abigail was captain of her high school volleyball team, earning all conference honors. This 22-year-old is an advocate for endometriosis awareness after suffering from the disorder and receiving several misdiagnoses. South Dakota.
Tennessee.
Savannah is a graduate of Belmont University, where she triple majored in international business, marketing, and Spanish. This 25-year-old beekeeper was one of the youngest women to ever work for the U.S. House of Representatives. Tennessee.
Texas.
Alea takes impressions of patients' teeth as an orthodontic assistant. This 23-year-old plans to enter a PhD program with the ultimate goal of becoming a professor of literature and a published author. Texas.
Utah.
Amanda once struggled with an eating disorder, so she now volunteers with an organization providing resources to those who still need help. This 23-year-old actress and model was once a stand-in for Scarlett Johansson. Utah.
Vermont.
Bethany is a future dance therapist who's been training to become a Rockette for 4 years. This 20-year-old athlete was once named Most Valuable Player after her team won the state basketball championship. Vermont.
Virginia.
Courtney joined the Army when she was 17 years old. Now 22, this fifth-generation military member currently serves as a psychological operations specialist in the United States Army Reserve, working to lower the veteran suicide rate. Virginia.
Washington.
Evelyn works as a commercial fisherman in Alaska during the summer months. This 27-year-old has her own set net business that caught over 100,000 pounds of fish in just its first year of operation. Washington.
West Virginia.
Haley hosts a real estate and home design show. This 24-year-old recently founded her own consulting business that specializes in building self-confidence and communication skills. West Virginia.
Wisconsin.
Danica was presented with the Community Achievement Award by Major League Baseball. In conjunction with the honor, this 22-year-old had the opportunity to toss out the first pitch at a Milwaukee Brewers game. Wisconsin.
Wyoming.
Assen was a competitive dancer for 15 years, which she says helped her to become a disciplined young woman. This 19-year-old plans to either go to law school one day or open a clothing shop that will revolutionize fashion in her home state. Wyoming.
South Carolina. South Dakota. Tennessee. Texas. Utah. Vermont. Virginia. Washington. West Virginia. Wisconsin. And Wyoming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our swimsuit competition. Let's give all the contestants another big round of applause. These women have been working very hard here at Reno Tahoe all week long, but that doesn't mean they haven't had time to squeeze in a little fun in the greatest place in the world. Also, check this out.
I just finished up at Regent Fit, so I used the Faithful Chi Lava Curling Iron.
The Myers Deep feet up through this air shaft is 5 stories.
We're thrilled to be here to celebrate Miss USA, but just as importantly, to celebrate and recognize Nevada's and our country's first ever female majority legislator.
Let's do it. All right, what is your guilty pleasure? Frosting with pretzels.
Yeah, so what's your biggest fear? Snakes.
Mine too! Water and very large animals, such as whales.
I just got back from a dinner, but we're about to go to a nightclub and go dancing with some other contestants. And I'm so excited to get ready because I just got this new Qi lava iron and it makes my life so much easier.
Woo. Everybody wants to move here now, right? As you've heard probably by now, last night right on the stage, a new Miss Teen USA was crowned. She's an amazing young woman who's currently floating on cloud 9. She also happens to be backstage. So, what do you want to say? You want to meet her? Please welcome Kaylee Garris.
I know your last 24 hours have been crazy, so what's been the best part?
The best part, well, I got to go back to this amazing suite, and when I walked in, there were balloons everywhere, but most importantly, desserts. And I totally ate as many chocolate-covered strawberries as I could.
Great answer.
Oh my goodness, it was so good.
I'm proud of you.
So what was the big thing that you did last night to celebrate?
So I got to see my parents, which was so great. Actually, before coming here, my mom started saying that she was so proud of me just for getting to this point, and she actually started crying, so I was like, Mom, stop. And then she came on stage, and we both started crying a little bit more, but it was just amazing to see them.
Parents are always the most proud, right? So you're the newest addition to our sisterhood, and lots of the audience may not have been here last night. So can you tell them just a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so I'm 18 years old. I'm a dual enrolled student in 2 high schools, and my favorite one, don't tell the other one, is my art school, and I major in theater. And I have 2 older sisters. They're twins, actually, and one's being commissioned into the Army this week, and my other sister, Chantel, is back at home waiting for me.
What a successful family.
I know, strong group of girls. Yeah.
Girl power.
Girl power.
This is a big year coming up. So what are you most looking forward to with this reign?
Well, just all the opportunities I'm going to have, graduating, becoming more independent, and I can't wait to see what's ahead of me.
I'm excited for you, and congratulations. Let's give it up for our newest addition, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Teen USA 2019, Kaylee Garris.
Well, we're just about ready to begin the evening gown competition. But before we do, I just want to give a quick shout out to my hometown, the host city for Miss USA, Reno Tahoe. If you haven't had the chance, get out and about, check it out. It's the best place on earth.
Well, it sure has been a blast here in Reno Tahoe for all of the young women and myself included. So go ahead and plan your own trip to Reno Tahoe by going to visitRenoTahoe.com. And remember to always tag @MissUSA on all of your social media posts this week and use the hashtag Reno Tahoe. All right, well, I personally think we've waited long enough, and I'm excited to see these beautiful gowns. So let's welcome all the contestants back out for the preliminary gown competition.
Alabama.
Hannah wants to see all women pursue their dreams and know that they are strong and capable. This 21-year-old sees pageantry as a vehicle that allows her to make a difference in the lives of others. Alabama.
Alaska.
Joellen received the highest award in Girl Scouting for helping transform the way prescription medications are disposed of in her state. This 25-year-old military brat often moved more than once a year growing up. Alaska.
Arizona.
Savannah once interned in a marketing department at Warner Brothers Records. Now this 22-year-old is organizing a musical festival to raise money for an organization that focuses on mental health awareness and suicide prevention. Arizona.
Arkansas.
Savannah is both a state basketball champion and a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo. This athletic 24-year-old anchored at her college TV station and has modeled for multiple national ad campaigns. Arkansas.
California.
After taking the LSAT, Erica decided law school was not her professional calling. This 27-year-old switched academic focuses and pursued her master's degree in international business, completing this degree in Sydney, Australia. California.
Colorado.
Madison grew up on a farm raising cows, buffaloes, chickens, and goats. This 26-year-old lost over 40 pounds in the last 4 years and is now writing a cookbook for women to show them how to eat in an enjoyable and healthy way. Colorado.
Connecticut.
Acacia is the founder of a nonprofit organization that retrains ex-racehorses for new careers. This 26-year-old animal lover and advocate has been a vegetarian since she was 15 years old. Connecticut.
Delaware.
Jolisa has a master's degree in entrepreneurship and design and is currently working as a landscape designer. In her free time, this 24-year-old likes to craft recycled glass bottles into flower vases and travel on mission trips. Delaware.
District of Columbia.
Cordelia provides support to youth in foster care and has proudly reunified several families as a social worker. This 26-year-old motivational speaker has 17 brothers and sisters. District of Columbia.
Florida.
Nicolette is earning her master's degree in sports management and hopes to become a sports reporter for a major sports network. This 22-year-old currently works for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in their video production department. Florida.
Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, District of Columbia, and Florida. Georgia.
Katarina has played the grand piano for 16 years. This 21-year-old has 5 younger sisters and is passionate about helping women and children escape human trafficking, domestic abuse, and homelessness. Georgia.
Hawaii.
Lacey is currently an intern at her state's capital. This 20-year-old is passionate about keeping her island home beautiful for future generations and is working alongside state senators to help research for their goal of 100% clean energy by 2045. Hawaii.
Idaho.
Shelby has been a makeup artist for 6 years and has her own line of false lashes. This 25-year-old has done hair and makeup for countless contestants, including 12 of the current USA and Team USA delegates. Idaho.
Illinois.
Alexandra's career goal is to be the heart health guru on TV talk shows. This 24-year-old is an ambassador for the American Heart Association and an active volunteer for the Big Heart Foundation, elevating the conversation of heart health. Illinois.
Indiana.
Tate is currently studying marketing at Butler University. Upon graduation, this 21-year-old entrepreneur plans to open her own clothing boutique and run a successful fashion blog. Indiana.
Iowa.
Bailey was a high school varsity track runner for 4 years. This 21-year-old is currently studying business marketing in college with plans to open up a daycare facility for foster care families. Iowa.
Alyssa volunteers for a nonprofit dedicated to providing prosthetic care to amputees in need of financial support. This 21-year-old is a domestic abuse survivor who hopes to share her story with young people across the country. Kansas.
Kentucky.
Jordan is an ambassador for her state's Best Buddies chapter and raised money for their recent friendship walk. This 22-year-old understands the importance of getting back and plans to take a mission trip to Ethiopia this summer. Kentucky.
Louisiana.
Victoria plans to obtain her master's degree in nursing. This 26-year-old spent many nights in a homeless shelter as a child, but today lives in a home she helped design herself. Louisiana.
Maine. Lexi is currently a full-time student paying her own way through college. This 23-year-old environmental science major has worked with legislators, scientists, and fishermen, all with the goal in mind to protect her state's fishery industry. Maine.
Georgia. Hawaii. Idaho. Illinois. Indiana. Iowa. Kansas. Kentucky. Louisiana. And Maine. Maryland.
Mariela speaks fluent Spanish and has studied French and is currently learning American Sign Language. This multilingual 23-year-old has traveled all around the world because her father served in the United States Army for 25 years. Maryland.
Massachusetts.
Kelly double majored in social studies and East Asian studies at Harvard. This 28-year-old works as a management consultant, traveling the world advising CEOs and top industry managers on pressing business challenges. Massachusetts.
Michigan.
Elise advocates for those struggling with their mental health by introducing alternative healing outlets such as reading. This 26-year-old's goal is to eventually write children's books that focus on self-confidence and inclusivity. Michigan.
Minnesota.
Kat is proud to be both a first-generation American and first-generation college graduate. This 23-year-old was a founding member of a volunteer organization aimed at educating underprivileged children about nutrition. Minnesota.
Mississippi.
Madeline is a former NFL cheerleader for the New Orleans Saints. This 21-year-old has overcome her severe OCD and plans to get her master's degree in nursing and become a surgical nurse. Mississippi.
Missouri.
Mariah Joe is a former St. Louis Cardinals in-house reporter. This well-traveled 25-year-old was born with dislocated hips, so she spent the majority of her beginning of her life in a full-body brace. Missouri.
Montana.
Grace proudly volunteers for the Missoula County Human Trafficking Task Force. Each year, this philanthropic 27-year-old makes 300 to 400 handmade Valentine's Day cards for her local Meals on Wheels chapter. Montana.
Nebraska.
Lex is an advocate for Lyme disease awareness and education. This 25-year-old became an ambassador for the Twin Cities Lyme Foundation after mom was diagnosed with the disease. Nebraska.
Nevada.
Tiana studied vocal performance at UNLV, where she took piano and choral lessons 5 days a week. This 26-year-old was part of a youth singing group that once performed at the White House for President Obama. Nevada.
New Hampshire.
Alexis plans to attend medical school and become a neonatal cardiologist. In high school, this 22-year-old was in an abusive relationship, so she now volunteers for her state's Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence. New Hampshire.
Maryland. Massachusetts. Michigan. Minnesota. Mississippi. Missouri. Montana. Nebraska. Nevada. And New Hampshire. New Jersey.
Manya was a competitive dancer for 15 years and a Division I varsity cheerleader. While at Bucknell University, this 21-year-old was an advanced math and science tutor specializing in chemistry, biology, and calculus. New Jersey.
New Mexico.
Alejandra is an animal lover who has volunteered at various pet shelters. This 26-year-old self-described band geek can read music and has played the alto saxophone since the 6th grade. New Mexico.
used to compete in shot put and discus, breaking her high school records in both field events. This 27-year-old plans to own a med spa one day while also working in an emergency room performing trauma medicine. New York.
North Carolina.
Chesley is a self-taught pianist and former Division I scholarship track and field athlete. In her spare time, this 28-year-old organizes photo shoots and writes articles for her fashion blog. North Carolina.
North Dakota.
Samantha has sung the national anthem at over 75 different sporting events. As the daughter of a retired serviceman, this 22-year-old's favorite performance was at a race car track honoring servicemen and women on Independence Day. North Dakota.
Ohio.
Alice encourages others to step outside of what society has defined as beauty and success. This 21-year-old doesn't Photoshop or manipulate any of the photos that she posts and began lobbying with the Eating Disorder Coalition in 2016. Ohio.
Oklahoma.
Triana partnered with Nike, becoming an ambassador for the brand's N7 division that celebrates the heritage of Native Americans. This 26-year-old is a citizen of the Chickasaw Nation and is honored to be a voice for tribal nations. Oklahoma.
Oregon.
Natalie is a fitness model and certified group fitness instructor. This 28-year-old won 2 state championships as a cheerleader in high school and was a dancer at Oregon State University for 4 years. Oregon.
Pennsylvania.
Kaylin graduated from law school and is currently studying for the bar exam. This 27-year-old plans to become a political correspondent and host her own talk show one day. Pennsylvania.
Rhode Island.
Nicole's goal is to open her own real estate firm and be recognized as one of the country's top female brokers. This 23-year-old volunteers with organizations that support those with intellectual and physical disabilities, including Best Buddies and the Special Olympics. Rhode Island.
New Jersey. New Mexico. New York. North Carolina. North Dakota. Ohio. Oklahoma. Oregon. Pennsylvania. And Rhode Island.
Mackenzie is an experienced dog trainer who has worked with several breeds, including German Shepherds and Rottweilers. This 21-year-old used to be afraid of heights and flying, but faced her fears by skydiving. South Carolina.
South Dakota.
Abigail has shown and trained horses since she was 5 and won a world championship in 2012. This now 22-year-old is earning a degree in broadcast journalism and has already earned an executive position in the digital marketing industry. South Dakota.
Tennessee.
Savannah began her career with a global design firm as one of only 2 female employees working in civil engineering. This 25-year-old now interfaces with engineering departments at universities across the United States. Tennessee.
Texas.
Alea combined 2 of her passions, fashion and reading, by opening an online boutique that helps fund literacy initiatives. This 23-year-old has overcome dyslexia and is an advocate for lowering the illiteracy rate across the country. Texas.
Utah.
Amanda has played golf for 6 years and was the captain of her high school team. This 23-year-old recently graduated from Ohio University with an honors degree in marketing and retail merchandising. Utah.
Vermont.
Bethany enjoys building the self-confidence of her students as a dance instructor. This 22-year-old travels to schools across her state, talking about the importance of mental health wellness and keeping a healthy mind. Vermont.
Virginia.
At 6'1", Courtney is the shortest member of her family. This 22-year-old works with Wounded Warrior Program and recently earned the Gold Presidential Volunteer Service Award for exceeding 1,000 hours of community service. Virginia.
Washington.
Evelyn is a paralegal working in estate planning and business law. This 27-year-old member of the Cowlitz Indian tribe was the MVP and captain of her high school basketball team. Washington.
West Virginia.
Haley plans to incorporate her passion for clean eating into a business venture. This 24-year-old hopes to help stomp out diabetes by making healthy food trucks available to low-income communities in her state. West Virginia.
Wisconsin.
Through volunteering, Dinica is raising awareness of the human trafficking epidemic epidemic in her state. This 22-year-old was a three-sport athlete in high school and went on to play basketball at Concordia University, Wisconsin.
Wyoming.
Addison is a college honors student studying marketing with a focus in professional sales. This 19-year-old is an anorexia survivor who currently advocates for the prevention and treatment of eating disorders. Wyoming.
South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, Virginia, Washington, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming.
Hear it one more time for every single woman that was on this stage tonight. I think they each did such an incredible job, and they were really just all shining.
And how about the Grand Sierra Resort? How about this theater? It's been a home away from home for 51 beautiful young ladies who have done a terrific job tonight. All of the crew you see here tonight, the food has been fantastic. The hospitality has been fantastic as well. Thank you to the GSR. Also, special thanks to Andrew Diss as well with the GSR, a good friend of mine. And of course, Jeff Henry with the Morello Group. Also, thank you to our title sponsor, Reno Tahoe, all the board members at RSCVA, the Nevada Division of Tourism, our Lieutenant Governor, Kate Marshall, our Reno Mayor, Hillary Sheevy, and Lee Dillard at Harrah's. I'd also like to thank all the parents, all the state directors, the selection committee, and the entire Miss USA production team, especially the amazing president, Paula Shugart.
Thanks to our sponsors, She Hair Care, Sherry Hill, Synesia Carol Swimwear, Victoria Duke Beauty, and Lauren Lorraine Shoes.
Don't forget to join us right here in the Grand Theater inside the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno, Tahoe at 5 p.m. Pacific Time this Thursday, May 2nd, as I crown your new Miss USA 2019 live on Fox. Tune in to the Chi Lounge live on Facebook during the show because your Miss Universe will be taking you backstage, interviewing special guests, including the brand new Miss USA. Let's hear it one more time for these fabulous women behind me. Thank you all. Thank you and good night.